Okay, before we start with how are we going to proceed with our revision? One is which one? Today, what is the thing? Final accounts of companies and which one? Internal reconstruction. That is the first part we are going to do. Tomorrow, what is the revision? Buyback. Sunday, what is the revision? Cash flow statements that we are going to continue on Monday like that. So it is not that every day whatever we target should get completed. Depending upon your speed, depending upon the classroom speed, the revision will go. Suppose if there is a backlog, there is a sufficient time available, we can complete kind of a thing. Okay, number one. Number two, the revisions are add on to your regular classes. Like in regular classes, you have learned so many things. Okay, the revisions are more like we are going to solve additional questions, practical questions like that. Because accountancy paper is more like a problem oriented paper. If you look at 70% is problem oriented, 30% is theoretical. Okay. Accounting standard is where you write the theory and explanation. Remaining chapters are going to be like problem oriented. Number one. Number two, if you look at your model test paper and practical the revision test papers, RTP, they have given questions only based on accounting standard. They have given question only based on which one? Accounting standard. Mainly they left out the chapters like amalgamation. Last two MTPs I had seen. Amalgamation they left out. Then final accounts of companies, there is no single question paper based on that. Then holding and subsidiary company accounts, there is no single question paper based on that. Cash flow statement, they have given some questions but not in detail. Then your RTP is not containing branch accounts. RTP is not containing which one? Branch accounts, and one or two questions on buyback of shares are there. But these 6 chapters, if you are thorough, you will be able to attempt the question for about 50 to 60 marks. I'm telling you without MCQ. MCQ is separate. Apart from MCQ, these 6 chapters are tested for about 50 to 60 marks in the exam. What is your total mark, Adil, that you have to write the exam? 100 marks. Yeah. Adil, what is the multiple choice question component? 30 marks. Then, including choice, how many descriptive questions you have to write? 70 marks you have to write. 70 marks you have to write. But including choice, you'll have around 2 questions, kind of a choice, like 2 questions will be there. Okay. In the 70 marks, if you are thorough in these chapters, you'll be able to write for about 50 to 60 marks. Then accounting standards for another 40 marks like that. So including choice, if this is for 100 marks, okay. From this, around 50 to 60 marks questions are tested. Remaining 40 marks comes from which one? Your accounting standards. So we'll try to revise all the chapters to the maximum possible extent, kind of a thing. Okay. Accounts is no more accounts where you just prepare a P&L account and balance sheet. You write notes to accounts. You are expected to write which one? Notes to accounts. For example, if a balance sheet based question is asked, it's not just preparing a balance sheet. When they give you additional data with respect to share capital, you have to give it in the form of which one? Notes to accounts. For example, share capital they have given, authorized capital, issued capital, bonus issue, right issue, shares issued for consideration other than cash. Like that, they give you so many data. Simple. All those things will be included in working note 1 in the form of which one? Notes to accounts. Resource and surplus, or any item for that matter. For example, they have given debentures. They have given debentures are having floating charge on all assets. Loan is a hypothecation of plant and machinery. Okay. The bonds are issued which are unsecured. Those data will be given in the form of which one? Notes to accounts. Okay. For example, sometimes they will give you details about bank OD. Bank OD is taken against hypothecation of stock. So you have to give a working note. Bank OD this much. It is taken against hypothecation of stock. So you're expected to write which one? Notes to accounts. For example, they give you some bank details, 2 or 3 banks wherein which we are keeping current account balances. You have to give the detailed note for that. For example, they have given debtors and bills receivable. In that, they have given you some notes. Okay, bills receivable maturing within 30 days, this much. You have to give the notes to accounts. Debtors outstanding for more than 6 months. You have to give which one? Notes to accounts. Wherever extra financial data available in the question paper, you have to give in the form of which one? Notes to accounts. Apart from this, they may give you some contingent liabilities. For example, claims pending against the company, or charges pending against the company yet to be decided by the court, or some patent right infringement is there, cases are pending against the company. So those things are like what? Contingent liabilities for which you have to give which one? Notes to accounts. So you're expected to present the balance sheet as well as do which one? Notes to accounts. Sir, in the exam, should I write all the headings? These 4 headings are mandatory. What are the 4 headings? Shareholders funds, application money pending allotment, non-current, and which one? Current liabilities. The subheadings should be written only when such items are present. For example, in the exam question, money received against share warrant is not given. Don't write it. They have not given about deferred tax liability or long-term provision. They've given only long-term borrowing, write only that much. Okay. So subheadings, you write only when such financial items are given in your question paper. Same way, non-current assets and current assets also. So hope you know the format of balance sheet, right? Asset side we classify into which one? Non-current asset, that is coming under that PPE, that may be tangible or intangible. Fixed assets under construction, intangible assets under development, you have to give. All these things comes under which one? PPE. If they tell you investments, is it short term or long term? Long term investments. Investments are like financial instruments. You hold it in debentures, bonds, and the money. Long term loans and advances given by the company. Deferred tax assets, whatever it is. Then in this particular order, you write your current assets. Okay. Trade investments, trade receivables, inventory, cash and cash equivalents, short term loans and advances, and which one? Other current assets. These notes to accounts, wherever it is required, wherever it is given in the exam question, you would write kind of a thing. Now, see, this was your model test paper, May 2025 from your ICAI. Okay, go through this question. We are given which one? Purchases. Once you look at the question like this, immediately what you have to do? Will it come in P&L account or balance sheet? Asset or liability, you have to make it. Okay. Maybe you can use any symbol, tick mark for all the P&L account, dot mark for your assets and liability like that. Or you just put P, A, L like that, you can mark it so that you will not make a mistake. Shall we? Purchases will come in which account? P&L accounts. Wages and salaries, employee benefit expenses. Sales, P&L account. Commission, P&L account. Commission, P&L account. It is given in the credit side. It is given in the credit side, which means commission is income. Commission is income. Then rent, rates and taxes will come in what? Other expenses. Selling and distribution expenses will come in other expenses. Directors' fees will come in other expenses. Directors' remuneration, full-time directors' remuneration only will come in what? Employee benefit expenses. Like a salary, if it is paid to the director, it will come in what? Employee benefit expenses. Generally, directors' fees will come in what? Other expenses. Bad debts. Then interest on term loan, finance charges, land, PPE, plant, property, equipment, factory, building, plant and machinery, furniture, everything will come under what? PPE. Trade receivables will come as current asset. Advance income tax paid, other current assets, loans and advances. Current asset, loans and advances, it will come as what? Advance tax paid. Loans and advances, advance tax paid. Opening stock, we will compare with closing stock to see the change in equity share capital, if any, or change in stock. Bank balance and cash balance will come as cash and cash equivalents. Then we are given share capital and general reserve, of course, liability. This will come in reserves and surplus. Securities premium also reserves and surplus. Term loan from public sector bank, it will come in what? Long-term borrowings. Trade payable will come under current liabilities. Provision for depreciation, this will be adjusted against asset in the balance sheet. It is not current year depreciation, accumulated depreciation you will adjust in the balance sheet. Provision for bad debts, this is nothing but opening balance. Then bills payable will come as which one? Current liability. Look at the adjustment given. Authorized share capital, issued share capital and all will come as which one? Notes to accounts as part of your share capital notes. Rent outstanding, wages outstanding, we will add it to the respective expenses and show it in what? Current liability, other current liability. Provide depreciation 10%, furniture, machine, on which value? Written down value means cost minus accumulated depreciation will give us written down value. What is the cost of factory building? 18,40,000. Any okay, so on factory building, okay, this cost of the asset minus accumulated depreciation will give us which one? WDV. On that we have to provide depreciation. On that we have to provide depreciation. Closing stock, 5,68,750. What was the opening stock given in the question? 4,62,500. Change in inventory we will report in P&L account. If the inventory value decreases, we consumed. It will be taken like an expense. If inventory value was 10 lakhs, reduced to 4 lakhs, now we consumed. We'll charge it as an expense. If the inventory value increases, that part of inventory is not consumed, so we'll minus it or reduce it from purchases on the month. Here, inventory value increased. They ask you to make a provision for bad debts 5%, it will come in other expenses. Make a provision for income tax, transfer to general reserve. They give you this one. Term loan from public sector bank secured against, hypothecation of plant and machinery. The loan falling in due within the year is how much? 8,50,000. All these things will be included in which one? Notes to accounts. Trade receivable outstanding for more than 6 months will come as notes to accounts. Declaring a dividend, proposed dividend, will it be a adjusting item or non-adjusting item? As per company law, as per accounting standard, it is what? Non-adjusting item. It will be included in the form of what? Notes to accounts. Notes to accounts. 8,50,000 is falling due within what? 1 year. This portion will be included in current liability. Then remaining will be included in long-term borrowings. Out of 51 lakhs, 8,50,000 falls due within what? 1 year. That will be included in current liability. Remaining can be included in which one? Long-term borrowings. Shall we? So in the examination, how to solve? Leave 2 pages gap. First page for which account? P&L account. Second page is for balance sheet. All your working notes or notes to account should be there in the third page. It is not P&L account, notes to accounts, balance sheet, notes to accounts. P&L account and balance sheet are the main answers. Then all the working notes should be annexed to it. And it must be written neatly. It is not like just writing a total and bringing the item here. Rent, salary, expense, just put the total, scribble it, bring it. No, you must write it in a proper way. Because all your working notes are like notes to accounts. That is part of your regular answer. That is part of your which one? Regular answer. So just leave 2 pages gap. Go to the third page. Start with which one? Working notes. Start with working notes. The sales will be called as what? Income side. Sales will be called as which one? Revenue from operations. Let us begin. I'll also do, let us do it together. Start. Working note 1. After leaving 2 pages gap, working note 1. Or notes to accounts 1. What is it? Income from operations. What is given? Sales. What is the sales? What is the sales given? 62,93,500. Then working note 2. Commission. We are not given, is it commission on trading business or something like that? We can include in operating income or which one? Other income. Anything is okay. But you have to write your assumption. It can be included in operating income itself if you want. So commission can be included in operating income itself. What is the commission amount? 36,250. Please do it along with me. That is your total of income from operations. Then there is no other income given. The question, do you find any other incomes? What do you mean by other incomes? Rent received, dividend received, profit on sale of assets. Do you find any item in this question? No. Credit side, otherwise there is no other income. Then purchases requires no working note. Directly we can take it in P&L account. Working note 2. Change in inventory. What is the opening stock given in the trial balance? Opening stock given in the trial balance 462,500. Then closing stock given in the adjustment. What is the closing stock given in the trial balance? 568,750. So it is decrease in stock or increase in stock. Increase in stock, it will be taken as a minus amount. Because this much of stock we have not consumed, the P&L account, the expenses side, we will take it as what? A minus amount. Change in inventory we worked out. So what is the order in P&L account? Purchase of stock is given directly. Change in inventory we worked out. What is working note 3? Employee benefit expenses. Employee benefit expenses. What and all will come? Wages and salaries. Start. Please do it along with me. Don't wait. What is the wages and salaries? 6,36,000. Add outstanding. 78,250. Total amount will. Employee benefit expenses working note over. Any other employee benefit expenses given? Like bonus, commission to employees, perquisites given to employees, retirement benefits given to employees. Any other thing that is there? No. So no other thing. Next. What is the next one? Working note 4. Depreciation and which one? Depreciation and amortization. In that, we have to provide on WDV. You have to provide which one? WDV. Let us take this as a working note for fixed assets also. Okay. So we'll take cost of the asset, accumulated depreciation, then we will get WDV. On that apply depreciation. Then you will get closing balance. This we will take it for balance sheet. It's like a twin working note. What are the assets? What are the assets for which we have to provide? Land, what is the cost? 12 lakhs. No depreciation for land. 12 lakhs. What is the next one? Building. What is the cost of the asset given? 18 lakh 40,000. Accumulated depreciation given on the credit side. 92,000 given. So if you do cost minus accumulated depreciation at the beginning of the year, this will give us opening WDV. This will give us which one? Opening balance of WDV. What is the rate of depreciation for this? Factory building. What is the depreciation for factory building? 5%. So depreciation will be on this 5%. So closing WDV will be 17 lakh 48 minus depreciation will give us closing WDV. What is the next asset? Furniture. What is the cost of the furniture given? 4 lakh 12,500 given. Accumulated depreciation given is 41 to 50. So WDV on that, what is the rate of depreciation? 10%. You will get closing WDV. What is the next asset? Plant and machinery. Plant and machinery. What is the original cost of the asset? Accumulated depreciation already given. 10. What is the rate of depreciation for this asset? 10%. You will get the closing balance. This will come in profit and loss account. This will come in balance sheet. This is a plant, property and equipment for balance sheet. Accumulated depreciation and amortization. And which one? Plant, property, equipment for balance sheet. It's a twin working note we can do. So the prepared working note for which one? Plant, property and which one? Equipment. Any doubt in it? It is given depreciation is on WDV. That's why cost minus accumulated depreciation, we get opening balance WDV. This is opening balance written down value. On the depreciation we provide, we get closing WDV for balance sheet. Of course, land is not depreciable. What is the next working note? What is the next working note? Finance cost. Finance cost, it is given interest on loan. Interest on loan is a direct item. Interest on loan how much? 4,02,500. Check any interest rate given. Any interest rate given in the question? No. So nothing is outstanding. Other expenses or sundry expenses, other expenses. What will come in other expenses? You can check in the order of trial balance itself. Rent. 1,10,000 plus outstanding rent. What is outstanding rent given? What is outstanding rent given? 1,20,000 for rent. What is the next one? Rates and taxes. No adjustment is given. No adjustment is given. So you can take it as it is. 25,000. Then selling and distribution expenses. 2 lakh 2,18,000. 2,18,000 selling and distribution expenses. Directors fees. What is the directors fees? 16,000. Next, bad debts. What is the bad debts value? 19,250 bad debts value. Provision for bad debts. Same like any other final accounts. What is required at the rate of 5% on debtors balance? 5% on the debtors balance. This 32,37,500 into 5%. Tell me the amount. 32,37,500 into 5%. This much is required. Less, what is the old provision in trial balance? 12,500. Balance will come as expense. Okay, provision required is 161875. Already there is an old provision. Balance will come in the balance sheet. Balance will come in the balance sheet. Sorry, expenses. Current year additional provision will come in the expenses. Then this advance tax will come as loans and advances. It will come as which one? Loans and advances. Any other expenses to be provided. Check for information also. This income tax will come course in P&L account. That's it. This will give us total of other expenses. Total of other expenses 5,47,625. Any doubt in this live online, friends? Now you do P&L account. Go to the first page, complete the P&L account. Live online, friends, have you taken up? Start with P&L account. What is the name of the company? Profit and loss account of which company? March 31st, 2024. Income from operation. What is income from operation working? This one. No other income. Total. Purchase of raw material directly given in the question. 41,47,500. Change in inventory. Inventory has increased, which means it's like a surplus. Surplus. So minus. If it is a decrease in inventory, we would have taken like an expense. Increase in inventory is like surplus in stock. It will be a minus amount from your expenses. Employee benefit expenses, we have written the working note. Depreciation and amortization 3,90,150. Finance charges direct item only. Then other expenses we have written. This will give us total of expenses. So total of income minus expenses will give us profit before tax. Tax expenses, how much percentage tax they ask you to provide? Tax, how much they ask you to provide? 25% for corporate income tax. This is for balance sheet. Working note 6, share capital. The exam you can write all those things, but as of now, the authorized capital, issued capital and all you can write in the exam. Okay, what matters is paid up capital. What is the paid up capital given in the trial balance? Share capital. What is the paid up capital given in the trial balance? Equity share capital, 5 lakhs. Now, what you have to do is complete P&L account. Second page is for balance sheet. Third page you have done or started with working note. Continue with working note number. Already 5 working notes are over. Start with which one? Sixth one. Working note number 6, share capital. Reserves and surplus. Profit and loss account. What is the opening balance given in the trial balance? Add current year net profit. Yes. From this, they ask you to transfer to reserve. Transfer to general reserve. How much is transfer to general reserve is given? Look at the adjustment. Transfer 50,000 to general reserve. This is P&L account order balance. Clear? So this is about reserves and surplus. General reserve, what is the opening balance given in the trial balance? Opening balance. Five lakhs given in the trial balance. Add current year transfer. 50,000. So 5,50,000. What else will come? Securities premium. How much is given? 12 lakh. 12 lakh 25,000. 1 lakh 25. Yeah. Then any other reserves and surplus. It may be capital redemption reserve, capital reserve, revaluation reserve, any other reserve given in the question? No. Here itself we can give the notes to accounts. Proposed dividend. At the rate of how much percentage? What is the proposed dividend? 10% on paid up capital. 7,50,000 into 10%. It's just a notes to accounts. It will not affect your balance sheet or P&L account. So balance sheet, what is the next working note required? Long-term borrowings. What is the total long-term loan? 51 lakhs. Long-term loan is 51 lakhs. Loans 51 lakhs. That includes current maturity. What is payable within 1 year? So 8 lakh 50. Balance will come as long-term borrowing. That 8 lakh 50 will be shown under short-term borrowings, current liability loan. Loan due to be repaid within the 12 months time. No need to prepare working note for trade payables. Why? Already directly given, no adjustment for trade payable also. Then working note 10. Which working note next required? Think in the order of liabilities. For what else the working note is required? Share capital we have done, reserves and surplus over. Application money pending allotment will not be there in any balance sheet. Okay, next. In the non-current liability, long-term borrowing, we have done the working note. No other thing under non-current liability. Current liability, we have done short-term borrowing, that current maturities, we have worked out. Trade payable directly given to us, we can take it. Short-term provisions for tax. Short-term provisions for tax. Provision for doubtful debts and we'll adjust from debtors. We'll adjust from debtors. Then what else will come in liability side? What working note will come in liability side? Other current liabilities. Other current liabilities. That outstanding rent 10,000. Outstanding wages how much? 78 to 50. Then outstanding rent and outstanding wages. Then what else will come? That's it. So liability side workings are over. I hope plant property equipment be integrated with which one? Depreciation itself. Directly we can take that. Any other fixed asset requiring a working note? So for current asset, you would write one more working note that you can do in the exam. Share capital, how much? 7 lakh 50. Equity share capital, the proposed dividend will be on 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs share capital. Reserves and surplus. What is the reserves and surplus? 12 lakh 38,231. Long-term borrowing, that loans, 42 lakh 50,000 will come. That current maturities. Provision for trade payable, how much is given? Trade payable, how much is given? 28. Plant property and investment we worked out. What is a plant property equipment? 55 lakh 85,530 we worked out. 350 we worked out. The problem, any investment is given? No. Trade receivables, debtors plus bills receivable minus provision. The exam you should not write like this. You should prepare a working note. Really. Okay, we'll prepare the working note. Working note 12. What is the debtors given? Or trade receivables given in the question? What is the trade receivables given in the question? 32 lakh 37,500. Less provision. What is the provision required? 5%. Balance will come in the outer column. Then bills receivable also will be part of your trade receivables only. What is the bills receivable given separate? No. No, any bills receivable given? No, but bills payable தான் கொடுத்திருக்கோம். Then in the liability side, trade payable, creditors plus bills payable you need to add. Okay, added both. Okay, good. Then debtors, there is no bills receivable minus provision. We have done the working note. Directly we can take. The stock is nothing but closing stock. What is the closing stock given? Advance tax. What is advance tax? 80,000? 18,750. Good evening. Cash and cash equivalents. Advance tax, loans and current assets, short-term loans and advances. Current assets line. Cash plus bank balance. Cash plus bank balance, how much? Cash balance plus bank balance, these two. 487,500 plus 65,937. 553. Tallies. No other current asset in this list. Here, one more notes to accounts you have to give. Trade receivable includes due for more than 6 months. How much? That working note you have to provide. 42,800. So wherever you find 2 or more items, line items, you prepare a working note for the same. And always remember the rule of 2 minutes per mark. Okay, if it is a 14 marks question, if it is a 14 marks question, maximum we can spend what? 28 minutes to 30 minutes. So that time also we have to count in the exam. Maybe in the classroom I explain, you take up, so we take around 40 minutes of time. But in the exam, if the question is for like 14 marks, max 28 minutes we can take to solve on average basis. Sometimes if the questions are tough, we may take more time also. Sometimes some questions may be easy where you will be able to save the time. One of the big complaint with respect to advanced accounts in the past is not one or two. Major complaint, even the All India rank holder one, is that I'm not able to complete the paper on time. The paper was very lengthy. Everything I know, but I'm not able to complete the paper. I was able to write only for 90 marks, 95 marks. Why? Because you take more time sometimes. Okay, so you have to, I mean, literally be fast in writing. Any doubt in this particular question, any of the place? Provision for tax we worked on, This provision is created for paying taxes. That obligation will come within 1 year. So that will come under what? Short-term provision for tax. Just a provision is created. Then whatever is paid as advance tax will come under what? Loans and advances. Proposed dividend already we included in the form of which one? Notes to accounts. Live online friends complete பண்ணிட்டீங்களா அது? So those who have completed, declaration of dividend out of reserves, I'll come back to it later. This declaration of dividend, I'll come back to it later. Go to this RTP May 2024 and you are going to try. RTP, that second page. Okay. Our next question. On the declaration out of reserves, dividend out of reserves, I'll recollect fully, then we'll do it separate. I'll go to the next question. Which question? RTP May 2024 question paper based on final accounts. So for that also, what you're going to do is leave 2 pages gap. What are the 2 pages? P&L account one page and what? Balance sheet another page. Prepare working note which are applicable to which one? P&L account. Income from operation, other incomes in the money. Prepare the working notes. We'll check the working notes. What I will do is, I'll give you around 5-10 minutes of time. Read the question, then do working notes for P&L account. We'll check the working notes, do the P&L account. Then you do the working notes for balance sheet. We'll check the working notes and do the balance sheet in the month. So hereafter, you solve first, then let me see, or let me give my working notes, correct the working notes, then let us prepare P&L account. Aprama, you do the working for balance sheet, then we'll prepare the balance sheet in the month. So if you have completed this, please go to which question? RTP May 2024 question paper. Live online friends, have you completed all these things? முடிச்சிட்டீங்களா? Try this PQR Limited question. Okay, so try to prepare working notes which are related to which one? P&L account. Then we'll do P&L account. Then we can continue with the balance sheet next. Sometimes if you miss the class, if you're accessing recordings, ensure that you're passing the video here and try to work out the working notes. Okay, so I do not want you to, just keep playing the video, those who are accessing recordings. So please do the working note, we'll see. அங்க inventory increase இருக்கா decrease இருக்கா? Next questionல பாருங்க. Inventory was 6,65,000. Closing balance given as 7,05,000. Here also increase in inventory only. Try to do the working notes. Sales is the operating income. So I start with line items having the working note. What will come in other income? Rent and which one? Transfer fees will come in what? Other income. Apram? Rent and transfer fees will come in other income. Purchases are given directly, you can take it. Purchases are given directly, you can take it. Then decrease in inventory also, we can take it directly in the P&L account. Wages plus outstanding wages. Wages plus outstanding wages. The change in inventory we can directly incorporate in P&L account. 6,65,000 minus 7,05,000. Decrease in inventory. Increase in inventory we can take it there. Then provide depreciation. All other expenses. Discount, rent, business expenses, including outstanding expenses, advertisement, commission, bad debts, repairs, provision for doubtful debts, everything will come under other expenses. Discount allowed, rent, business expenses plus outstanding expenses, advertisement, commission, bad debts, repairs, and provision required for bad debts. Total 3,67,000 will come. Depreciation on plant and machinery, tools, and which one? Furnitures. I'm doing a shortened version. Don't do this in the exam. For reducing the time in the revision, I write in short form, but in the exam, you must write a proper note with proper words and titles kind of a thing. Here, change in inventory is increase in inventory. Increase in inventory here. With all the above data, try to prepare which account? P&L account and close. Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this? Any answer for profit or loss? Check your working also. 3 lakh, 36 lakh 17,000. In the other income, 36,500. Total of income, you'll get this much. Purchase of raw material and goods. What is given? Purchase of raw material and goods, including carriage inwards. Because carriage inwards are part of which one? Purchase cost, you can include it there. 12 lakh 32,500 plus 57,500. Example, you must prepare a working note. Classroom purpose, it is okay. This change in inventory also, you have to do the working note in the exam. Classroom purpose, we just save the time. It's okay. There is no finance charge in this question. So PBT, tax expenses 30%, you get profit after tax. Any doubt in any of the particular line item? Live online friends. Any doubt in any other items that is given over here? Yes, please. No, this discount is given. This discount is given for prompt payment. This discount, other expenses, discount allowed is given for prompt payment, so you cannot adjust that. But some authors are in the view that okay, discount is allowed on sales, so we reduce it on the margin. So discount should be taken as other expense only. After taking up this, try which one? Working notes with respect to balance sheet. Same, share capital, reserves and surplus. Any other thing that requires a working note, you prepare. If one or two line items are there for classroom purpose, okay, we can just add in the balance sheet. But example, you must prepare a proper working note. Have you taken P&L account? ஓவருங்களா அது? Live online friends? Is it over? If you have completed, please proceed to good. If you have completed, please proceed to the working note for which one? Balance sheet. Share capital for classroom purpose we can omit. Directly start with working note for which one? Reserves and surplus. Example proper working note பண்ணிக்கங்க. Okay, so for classroom purpose, reserves and surplus require a working note. I'm not sharing the screen. I'll do my work. I request you to do your work also. That is working note for which one? Reserves and surplus. The examination, don't do selective working notes. Classroom purpose, it is okay. Share capital, if you have done the working note, or directly also, it will be what? Paid up capital minus calls in arrears. Paid up capital minus calls in arrears. 20 lakh minus 10,000, not 1000, 10,000. 19 lakh 90,000 will come. Resource and surplus, any of your answer? Let us see. 3 lakh 82,000. P&L account add net profit minus transfer to reserve, general reserve will come. No other resource and surplus in this question. Then that trade payable will come, provision for tax will come, other current liability, both the outstanding expenses will come. Outstanding expenses will come. In the examination, you should give a working note separately for which one? The other current liabilities. You're not allowed to write and the for tax, outstanding expense and all in the balance sheet. You should write as a separate working note only. Plant property equipment, you must give a proper working note. Cost minus depreciation. Classroom purpose, I directly take it. Freehold premises, no depreciation. Plant furniture tools after depreciation. Tools, sometimes I do not know. They show it in the textbook as part of closing stock money. I assume that it is loose tools, machinery, spares, etc. Part of plant property and equipment. Then debtors minus provision for bad debts. Inventory is nothing but closing stock. Cash and cash equivalents, cash and bank balances. So if you look at compared to the first question, second question would have consumed 20-30% lesser time. So the classroom, we'll revise the concept. We'll do the first question or the question to understand the concept better or deeper. Or another 2-3 questions to improve our speed and accuracy. So This is question number. Okay, I'll come back to the screen. Those who completed, go to the next question. That will be there in pink color. Hero Limited. Which company? Which question next? That Hero Limited. Try to prepare the working notes applicable for P&L account. As usual, I'll verify. Then we can prepare P&L account and we can do what? Balance sheet. Like this, when we practice for our 5 questions, then next you just revise your regular class notes with this notes and go for exam. All that's it. Those who are accessing recording, pause and copy this. Okay, then try the next questions, working notes applicable for P&L account, applicable for P&L account. Then you can continue playing so that you can cross check your the working notes and P&L account also. Any doubt in this Aqua Limited balance sheet workings? Trade receivable due for more than 6 months or cash and bank balance, then that other current liabilities in the exam, you must prepare a separate working note, disclosures. Try which question? Hero Limited question. Only the working notes with respect to P&L account. All of this, have you completed? Do the working for P&L account. Then we'll do. Point number 2, furniture fittings tools are related to administration. Okay, depreciation is at the rate of what? 20% on cost. Full year depreciation in the year of acquisition, which means even use asset for 1 month or 2 months or 1 day, we charge what? Full depreciation, but no depreciation when there is a disposal during the year. This is accounting policy followed by that. You buy a machinery, you charge full depreciation. Don't consider about date of purchase. You sold a machine, no depreciation for the sold machine. So consider that while doing depreciation work. So try to prepare the P&L account related workings for the same. I'm not sharing the screen for 2-3 minutes. Try to do the working note. Try the working note. Here, mainly the working note is required for depreciation and which one? Other expenses. Depreciation and which one? Other expenses we require working. Can you tell me what is the depreciation? What is the cost of the asset opening balance? Cost of the asset opening balance? 680. Okay. What is the cost of the asset purchased? 120. Minus cost of the asset sold. Everything cost because depreciation is on the cost of the asset. Cost of the asset is 680. We will charge full depreciation on the new asset purchased. We will not charge depreciation on the asset sold. So what is the cost of the asset? The base for depreciation, 740 on the 20%. Cost of the asset given in the trial balance. And additional cost of asset purchased qualifies for full depreciation. No depreciation on the cost of the asset sold. Base for depreciation is 740 on the 20%. Why it is so, sir? That is instructed to us in the question. Then, in other expenses, listen to it. Administration expenses will come. Distribution expenses will come. Factory closure cost will come. Wait. The assets are sold at a loss. What is the cost of the asset? 60,000. Accumulated depreciation? 30,000 means what is the book value? 60 minus 30, 30,000 is the book value. They sold it for 10,000 means is it a profit or loss? Loss on sale of asset. Cost minus depreciation, book value 30, sold for 10,000 na 20,000 loss on sale of asset will come. That will be included in what? Other expenses. As usual, we have to fill up. Income from operation is nothing but sales. No other income given in the question. Purchase of raw material given in the question. Change in inventory. Opening stock to closing stock increase here. Closing stock is 200,000. What is opening stock? 140,000. It has increased by 60,000 minus. No employee benefit expense given in the question. Depreciation just now we worked out 148. No finance charge given in the question. Other expenses are 662. PBT on the tax 50%. You get which one? PAT. Any doubt in it? Take up this. Then balance sheet related working. Two main working you have to do in this question. Reserves and surplus and PPE. Reserves and surplus and which one? PPE. Uh, for classroom point of view, examination point of view, of course, you have to do full. So take up this. After completing this, go to balance sheet related schedules, working notes. And two important disclosures we have to make here. What are the two important disclosures? Factory closure cost. Closing a factory is an ordinary item or extraordinary item? Not extraordinary item, it is exceptional item. This you will learn in accounting standard, we will revise in accounting standard. What is exceptional item? Related to business, but it will not happen in the normal course of business. Okay. Proposed dividend on equity, we require a disclosure. We can show it elsewhere after the balance sheet also. Third point. Amma. No, it is not income. Sale of asset is it income? No, sale of asset is a capital receipt. Sale of asset is a capital receipt. Only the profit or loss will be recorded as income or expense. See, we sold the asset, not the product. So cost of the asset sold is 60, accumulated depreciation 30. What is the book value of the asset sold? 30,000. It is sold for a loss. The loss is only recognized in income statement. Same like any other financial accounts. Okay, you prepare P&L account. In that, will you record sale of machinery in P&L account? Profit or loss only. So here it is a loss on sale of asset. It will come in what? Other expenses. If you would have sold for more than book value, like 40, 45,000 sale padinda, it would have come as which one? Other income. So balance sheet two important working notes for classroom point of view, reserves and surplus, plant property equipment. Do that, then we'll check or we'll do balance sheet next. Do the working, two workings. What are the two workings? Reserves and surplus, and which one? Plant, property and equipment for balance sheet. Any answer for reserves and surplus? 3. Please don't do this in the exam. 80 plus 270 minus 30. Opening balance 80. Current year net profit 270 minus transfer to general reserve 30. So general reserve the created will come. There is no old balance. 380 will come. Total of 350 add. Listen. Working for plant property equipment. See, cost minus accumulated depreciation will give us which value? Book value. Listen to it. Listen to it. What is the opening balance? What is the opening balance? 680. What is accumulated depreciation given in the trial balance? 260. Sixty minus 260. What is the net book value? 420. Then sold during the year, 60 cost, accumulated depreciation, book value will eliminate. Why are you eliminating? It is sold out. Profit or loss is already recognized in which account? P&L account. Cost is 60, accumulated depreciation 30, sold, of course, book value sold is 30. Additions during the year, adukku no accumulated depreciation 120. Current year depreciation is 148. Current year depreciation is 148. Net balance will be 362. Net balance will be 362. Opening balance, net value, book value sold 30, additions 120, and current year depreciation is how much? 148. Closing balance will be 362. Other things do not require a working note. Share capital 1000, reserves and surplus, borrowings are 70, trade payables are 80, provision for tax 270, PPE we have done the working, investment in financial instruments will come, all shares, debentures, bonds, etc. will come, trade receivable, then closing stock, cash and bank balance will come. Total of the balance sheet is how much? 1770. Any doubt in it? What is a liability? What is a liability? Anything payable is a liability. Can you show provision for depreciation in the liability side? No. Liability side, what will come? What is payable only will come. Provision for bad debt. Is it a liability or provision against asset? Provision against asset. It must be reduced from debtor. Same way, provision for depreciation is it a liability or provision against asset? It must be reduced from asset. So liability means something payable, obligation that result in what? Outflow of resources. Provision for tax, why do we show in liability side? Obligation payable. So I repeat, PPE, opening balance net book value 420. We sold assets having a book value of 30. We purchased assets for 120 minus current year depreciation. Net book value for balance sheet is 362. Investments 200 will come. And this disclosures with respect to P&L account or disclosures with respect to P&L account you can include after this also. This is for which question? Hero Limited. 1 minute. I'll come back to the screen. If you have done or completed that, which one? Hero Limited. Go to which company? PQR Limited. After this, try to work out for PQR Limited. Same style. Do the working note with respect to which one? P&L account. We'll verify the working note and P&L account. Then we'll go to which one? Balance sheet. Any doubt live online, friends? Live online friends, have we completed this? Hero Limited balance sheet is over. Okay. Try which question next? PQR Limited. Try to prepare working notes which are applicable to P&L account. I hope everything is direct. Only which requires working note. Depreciation is also given directly. I hope only other expenses requires a working note. What will come in other expenses? Directors' fees, rent, bad debts, provision for bad debts. So directors' fees, rent, bad debts, and sundry expenses will come. Provision for bad debts required is 20,000 minus opening balance 12,000, 8,000 will come. 2,48,000. When you fill, sales will be income from operation. Interest will be shown in what? Other incomes. Purchase of raw material is given. Then employee benefit expenses, nothing but salary. Depreciation is given. Interest and finance charges, of course, given in the question. Other expenses, working note we have done. PBT minus tax will give us which one? PAT. Take up this. Any doubt in any of the part? Hmm. Debtors minus bad debts. அது எப்போ பண்ணுவீங்க? When the bad debts are given in the adjustment. Here bad debts are given within the trial balance or in the adjustment. When bad debts are shown within the trial balance, what is the meaning? Already they passed journal entry. What is the journal entry they would have passed? Bad debts accounted out to debtors account. That is why the bad debt is appearing in which one? Trial balance. Already it has been adjusted. Only when they tell you an adjustment, further bad debts to be provided 5 lakhs, then that is not recorded. That is not recorded. So when an item is already appearing in the trial balance, what is the meaning? Already journal has been complete, ledger posting has been complete, which means the debtors balance given in the trial balance is already after adjusting that bad debt. Same like your normal final accounts. Bad debts are already appearing in the trial balance. Debtors, as it is, you will take it to balance sheet. Bad debts are given in the adjustment, it to be adjusted. We'll adjust that bad debts. So again, no adjustment is required. The bad debts are whatever is given appearing in the trial balance. Already they passed which one? Journal entry for this. 5 lakh into the percentage. What is the percentage? 4%. Suppose the bad debts they would have given as an adjustment. Bad debts to be provided or bad debts, additional bad debts discovered. Then you would have done 5 lakh minus that. So provision for bad debts 5 lakhs into 4% minus old provision 8,000 we need to create. Any doubt in this P&L account? For balance sheet, I hope only resource and surplus working note is required. Now what I request is you prepare the working note as well as complete what? Complete full balance sheet. Full balance sheet I request you to work on. This question, change in inventory. Are we given opening stock, closing stock separately? In the balance sheet, we are given which one? Closing stock. It is given purchase adjusted, which means already adjusted for change in inventory. So they have incorporated already adjustment for what? Change in inventory. Try preparing balance sheet. Have you completed this P&L account, profit and loss account, complete punting la over? Live online friends. This P&L account is over. All others, have you completed? I'm doing the balance sheet workings. I request you to try. See, depreciation is directly given in the trial balance. So no need to adjust depreciation with asset in the balance sheet. When depreciation is given, not provision for depreciation. When current year depreciation is given in the trial balance itself, already they passed journal entry for depreciation, depreciation account data or to asset account. Share capital 8 lakhs will come. Any working for reserves and surplus? Opening balance, add net profit. On that net profit, 10% transfer to reserve. Reserves, opening balance 1,60,000 plus addition 42,560, 2,02,560 will come. So these two will come as reserves and surplus. Then what else will come? Long-term borrowing, the debenture will come. Trade payable will come. Provision for tax will come. All the outstanding expenses. Please remember, here outstanding expenses are given in the balance sheet itself. Okay, this unclaimed dividend will come. What else will come? This outstanding expenses also will come. Outstanding expenses. Interest also will come. Then dividend also will come. Interest, any doubt in it? 8 lakh into 14%. In that, there is an outstanding interest given. 56,000 given in the trial balance itself. Outstanding expenses, interest, outstanding interest, and dividend proposed or dividend payable. That trial balance item, is it dividend proposed or dividend payable? Payable means declared but not claimed. He declared the dividend, but maybe it's because of some dispute or non-availability of shareholders list or due to some issues that account would not have been credited or not paid. Then PPE, whatever is given in the trial balance. Building machinery tools. Don't adjust depreciation because it is given in the trial balance itself. Investment will continue. Debtors minus provision for bad debts. The closing stock will come. Advance tax will come. Cash and bank balance will come. Then other current assets will have what? Accrued interest. This question is little different because depreciation is already given in the trial balance. All your outstanding expenses are already given in the trial balance, so we take it directly to the balance sheet. So how many questions we solved in final accounts area? 4 questions. Huh? Good. In a span of 2 hours, recollecting and solving 4 questions, it is a good amount of speed. Are you comfortable with the speed? Live online friends, are you comfortable with the speed? Regular classes, we don't go this much speed, but revision classes, first we understand the concept. Then while working out questions, we have to be a little bit faster. Otherwise, revision class is more like a combined study with the faculty. Because at home, 1 month before exam, when you try 4 new questions, okay, then you will have a struck like this item out adjust, that item out adjust. Instead of that, we just do a combined study. Okay, this will be there in the display. Before I proceed to the next one, 2 or 3 questions. Number 1, are you getting a better confidence or losing the confidence? Because by attending revision class, you should not lose the confidence. Are you getting some better confidence? Good. Number 1. Number 2, is the speed okay? Maybe a bit reduction I can do. Okay, speed is okay. Live online friends, your view. If there is any discomfort or if there is any problem in learning, please unmute and talk. That is always required. Because next 5 days, 6 days, we are going to work together. So the speed, then your understanding, your confidence level definitely matters. Then we completed final accounts revision. Then one part that is pending is declaration of dividend out of what? Past reserves. Declaring dividend out of which one? Past reserves. Okay, sometimes they ask it as part of multiple choice question. Okay, they give you data, then they ask you to check whether dividend can be declared or not. How much dividend is payable? 2 or 3 multiple choice question they ask for. Okay, or sometimes they ask in lengthy answer question itself for about 4 marks, 5 marks types. We'll do that. So first complete taking up this, then we'll go for declaration of dividend out of past reserves. First we'll learn or revise the provision, then we'll do the question. Any doubt in this balance sheet? Any doubt in this balance sheet? Live online friends, complete பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? Shall we go ahead? Or above? Yeah, 2 minutes. Okay, we'll continue with declaration of dividend out of which one? Past reserves. It's a small topic. It will just take 5 or 10 minutes of time for us to recollect and go ahead. Wait. See, this is stated by your section 123 of Companies Act 2013. If profits are not sufficient or if there is a loss in the current year, you can pay out of which one? Accumulated profits means free reserves. You can use all the free reserves. What do you mean by free reserve? Anything that is not restricted for some legal purposes, like statutory reserve, okay, infrastructure reserve, or government grant account, or some reserves to be maintained as per some law. It can be payment of gratuity act, payment of wages act, bonus act, income tax requirements, anything. And you cannot take any revaluation reserves. You cannot take any revaluation reserves. Other free reserves, you can use it for paying it. Please remember, this will be done if profits are not what? Sufficient. For example, the company earned 10 crores net profit. How much? 10 crore. The company wants to pay a dividend of 5 crore. Can they do? 10 crore they earned in the current year. They want to pay 5 crores dividend. Can they do? Yes. If they want to pay entire 10 crores as dividend, can they do? Yes. So if you pay dividend out of current year net profit, no restriction. How much you can pay? As much as you want, you can pay. If you want to pay dividend out of which one? Past profits only, this one should be done. So what are the rules? Number one, the dividend rate cannot exceed last 3 years average. Suppose if you are declaring dividend for 2024-25, ignore this year. Previous 3 years, you take the dividend rate. That average, okay, whatever you pay in the current year should not exceed what? Last 3 years average. Then the amount utilized should not exceed 1/10 of paid up capital and reserves. The amount payable as dividend should not exceed what? 1/10 of paid up capital and reserves. Then the balance in free reserves after the payment of dividend should not fall below what? 15% of paid up capital. I repeat, the dividend rate cannot exceed what? 3 years average. That is simple. What is the next one? The amount that you pay cannot exceed 1/10 of, that is 10% of capital and which one? Reserves. For example, amount paid is like 50 lakhs. You work out capital plus reserves into 10% and check that. Then the balance in free reserves should not fall below 15% of paid up capital. Should not fall below 15% of paid up capital. There are other conditions also, like free reserves should be taken after adjusting losses, if any. All current year and arrears of depreciation should be adjusted before paying dividend. Dividend cannot be paid if there is a financial defaults. The company did not repay loan. Loan is payable in the current year. They did not repay the loan. Interest and debentures they have not paid. Creditors they have not settled the money after due date. They are called as what? Company which is in financial default. They cannot pay these dividends. Okay. Dividend cannot be paid out of capital. Dividend can be only out of which one? Reserves. So these are the conditions. These are the additional points to be considered for paying which one? Dividends. Okay. If required, I request you to note this. Then we'll proceed to which one? The question based on declaration of dividend. I repeat, you can copy this. Section 123 of Companies Act. Okay. Dividend rate should not exceed 3 years average. The amount should not exceed what? 10% of paid up capital and reserves. Reserves after the payment of dividend should not fall below what? 15% of capital. These are the additional points to be considered while declaring the dividend. We'll see how to apply these. Through a question, we'll see how to apply this. Take up this first. So first, see the 3 years average. Then if the dividend rate is within that 3 years average, no problem. So the dividend paid out of past profit should not exceed what? 10%. That is 1/10 of paid up capital and reserves. Then balance after the payment of dividend There is reserves balance after payment of dividend should not fall below what? 15% of paid up capital. Free reserves should be taken after adjusting past losses, if any. Past losses, set it off, then take it. Not current year loss. Okay, past losses should be adjusted before paying such dividend. All current year and arrears of depreciation should have been provided with free reserves. And if the company has some financial default, like after due date they have not paid debenture or loan or interest, or they have not paid credit, or some cases are pending in the court for default in payment of loans or interest or EMI or whatever, then they cannot pay what? The dividend out of this house. Dividend cannot be paid out of capital, only free reserves can be used for paying dividend. Shall we? Now, those who completed, try that question. Which question? After the first question, second page, you can find declaration out of reserves. Declaration of dividend out of reserves. Try this question. Those who have not copied, please copy this. Those who have copied this, try that question. Shall we? MNP Limited has a paid up capital of how much? 10 crore. Free reserves of 50 crores. The company made up loss of how much? 40 lakhs after providing depreciation. Okay. The company is not in a position to declare the dividend is given. Board of directors of the company announced a declaration of 20% dividend out of free reserves. The average dividend declared by the company in the last 3 years is how much? 25%. So we are going to pay only 20%. Is it within the limit? Yes. So first condition is satisfied. Listen, dividend rate not to exceed 3 years average during immediate 3 preceding years. Okay, declared is only 20%, but past average is 25%. Therefore, allowed. Wait. Listen to it. The amount utilized should not exceed 1/10 of paid up capital and reserves. 10 crore plus 50 crore. How much? 60 crore into 1 by 10. 60 crore into 1 by 10. That is what we can take maximum, which means 6 crores we can take. But we are planning to declare 10 crore into how much percentage? 20%. Dividend will be paid on paid up capital. 10 crore into 20%, we want to pay how much? 2 crore. Is it within the limit? Yes. So listen, 1/10 of paid up capital and reserve, 6 crores can be used. But dividend declared is paid up capital into 20%, only 2 crores is declared. Therefore, it is within the limit allowed. Listen, we can pay up to how much? 6 crores. But we are declaring only 2 crores. It is within the limit, so it is allowed. Wait. The balance in free reserves after the payment of dividend should not fall below what? 15% of paid up capital and reserves. Listen, pay attention. What is the free reserves balance given? What is the free reserves balance given? 50 crores is given. Minus dividend, how much we are going to pay as per the thing? 2 crore we are going to pay. So what will be the balance? 48 crores. Minimum balance required is 10 crore into 15% only. How much required? 1.5 crore minimum balance required. But what is the actual balance? 48 crores. So that is also not a problem. Free reserves, dividend paid 2 crore. Now actual balance after dividend is how much? 48 crore is there. Required minimum is paid up capital into 15%, 1.5 crore. Should not fall below 1.5 crore. Therefore, it is also within the limit. So all the three conditions are satisfied. The company can declare a dividend of how much percentage? 20%. There is a current year loss only. That's why we are declaring out of past year profit. Okay, just take up this. I'm going to add a question on the side that you are going to try. It's a positive question or negative question? Positive question. How? All conditions are satisfied, you pay the dividend. Next question, when we learn with a positive question and go, they will ask you a negative question. What is negative question? First condition will not be fulfilled. Second also not fulfilled. Third also not fulfilled. How much dividend we can pay? Shall we? No, first take up this solution for this question, then we'll go for the negative question. Okay, it is that question. Equity share capital 50 lakhs, 10% preference share capital 6 lakhs, net profit of the current year is 3 lakhs, reserves and surplus 20 lakhs, average dividend declared by the company is 15%, board of directors want to pay 20% dividend, examine. Okay, So the three conditions for the handout question you have taken. Now I request you to copy this data. Try to apply the three conditions. You tell me how much dividend can be declared by the company. So the question will be how much dividend can be paid and what is the rate of dividend to equity shareholders? What is the rate of dividend to equity shareholders?